Hi, I'm Mark Leruste, founder of the Unconventionalists.com, and welcome to another round of Q&A Wednesday. Hi, and welcome back to the show. If this is your first time, a warm welcome to you. You might want to know that every single week I release a video where I share some tips, tricks on how to get your message out into the world so you can build your personal brand and scale your impact. So you might want to consider to subscribe to this channel by hitting the button below. Now today's question comes from Hooper and Rando, who said, "My biggest problem with putting content on a regular basis was this, feeling I had nothing to contribute when everything has been said about everything, and finding what I wanted to share with the world." Now, I love this question so much. And actually there are two questions in this question. The first one is, I feel like I have nothing to contribute. And the second one is, even if I did feel like I had something to contribute, how do I find what I want to actually talk about? Now, there are a few things I want to break this down. The first one is, you got to look at it this way. And I actually helped my friend Tom Boone, who I mentioned in my previous video, to go out there and speak more about mental health issues. And the metaphor is this. Think about the Death Star in Star Wars, right? It's a big task to take down this epic gargantuan evilness. And so it takes a lot of different pilots, a lot of different ships of all sizes and shapes and forms to attack it from different angles in order to prevail. Now, it doesn't matter how much content has already been produced about a specific topic you want to talk about, because your unique opinion, your perspective on it, your take on it is 100% original, because it comes from you. As long as you make it about what you believe, what you think, and then you're not just verbatim regurgitating someone else's opinion, right? Think about it this way. There are way more people who actually need help than there are people helping people. Does that make sense? So we need you. The world needs to hear your opinion and to hear your voice and to hear your perspective and takes on the subject that you want to talk about. The second thing about the first part of this question is that remember that every single person who you look up to, who maybe you admire or consume content from, they all started as beginners. Let me put that in a more clear way. Every single expert started as a beginner. Now, this is something we really tend to forget. Through my podcast, I get to hang out with exceptionally inspiring people. And what's amazing is to see the journey they've been on. And sometimes we feel like they've always been like that. It's not the case. Most people have years of experience behind them of just creating content on a regular basis and putting themselves out into the world in order to have a bigger impact. I want you to remember, every single person that you look up to, they had their first day too. So why not make today the first day of your journey? Now, the third point I wanted to make about the first question, and this might sound a little bit controversial, especially since I actually really believe that your message has the ability to change the world, and you sharing it has the ability to change your life. But sometimes we've just got to scale it back a little. One of my guests who came on my show, Sam House, one of the top 3 tips he had at the end of our interview was actually make yourself small. Don't play small, but don't make yourself so big that you can't get over yourself. Now that's what I want to put forward today. What if actually you imagined that nobody cared? That you could put out anything into the world and that no one has an opinion about what you have to say? Would that give you the freedom and space to put things out so that they have time to flourish and change? Which actually brings me on to today's second part of the Q&A. So even if now you are able to see that actually you always have something to contribute no matter how much that conversation or topic has been talked about, how do you know what to talk about? Now, I love this question so much because this is something I hear all the time, and it's one of the biggest blockers I see people going from consuming to creating. And my goal is to teach you to go from the place of, hey, I'm loving consuming information, but now I want to start creating content and position myself as an expert in my industry or in my field of choice. Things take time to grow and sprout. I want you to imagine that if you had a garden, right, and you have different kinds of seeds, pumpkin seeds, strawberries, courgettes, aubergines, or what have you, and you put them out into the ground, right? You'd want to see which one is going to sprout and which ones do you actually love tasting at the end of it, and what experience of growing them did you bring most joy to you. It's a very similar concept with actually understanding what to talk about. If you're not 100% sure, write down a few topics of interest. What kind of magazines do you buy when you go to the airport or when you're traveling? What blogs do you read? What conversations do you love taking part in? What are the things that bring you joy? What are the things that maybe piss you off, or maybe the things that get you mad? These are areas of interest of conversation that you can explore. Pick a few of these and then start taking a jab at them. But what I want you to keep in mind is be patient, because it's not going to come clear the very first time to you what is your message or what you need to talk about, what your niche is. A lot of people get this wrong. It actually takes time. So what I want you to do is be patient, but get started today, because when you start taking action, things become way more clear. The other thing is I want you to take a scientist mindset approach when it comes down to figuring out what it is that you like talking about. Now you can do a 7-day vlog challenge or a blog challenge or a podcast where every single day you talk about a different topic of interest and you see which ones you most enjoy talking about, which one has the most reaction with your audience. And you'll see very quickly, actually, you thought you wanted to talk about how to make money by selling items on eBay, but then you realize that actually that's not what you want to do. You really want to talk about how to have a plant-based diet to gain massive amount of muscle on a calisthenic exercise regime. I mean, that's pretty niche. But you got to look at it this way. Have a scientific mindset approach to figuring out what content you like to talk about. If you found today's video helpful, please let me know in the comments below. And if you've got a question that's getting in the way of you building your personal brand or of getting your message out into the world, write it below this video and I'll make a video just for you. And as always, if you're feeling a little frisky, give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.